Welcome to the Problematic Gaze with you,
Dr. Lee Arnott, and you...
Dave Moore.
See what we did there? That was fun,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Switching it up.
Switched it up a bit.
Up.
Yeah.
We are the Problematic Gaze, and each episode we take a piece of pop culture of the last 60 years and examine it through the problematic lens, asking ourselves the question, could you get away with it today? And if not, why not? And what that says about society and culture then and now.
And before we take a deep dive into our chosen topic, we'll look at the news events of the year, we'll look at the TV landscape, and we'll also look at the pop charts of our chosen year, just to put the show into context. How are you?
Very good. Are you?
Very good. Yes.
We've got a slight change this morning. We're having a PG coffee morning.
Coffee morning.
Aren't we?
Like my Dolly Parton mug.
I should have had it in the Problematic Gaze mug. That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah. My friend Gavin got it for me from Dollywood.
I thought she made it for you personally.
It's got David on it.
It's got David on it.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so normally we crack open the champagne, but we're filming this in the morning.
Yeah,
so
it's early. So cheers.
Cheers.
Not quite the same, but you have a glass of bubbles at home if you want.
If you want to.
Yeah. We'll get straight on
This isn't actually coffee. This is Twinings Glow.
Oh.
Not being sponsored by Twinings, but Twinings, get in touch if you want to.
Please do.
Yes.
So we're looking this week at an episode of Will and Grace, are we not?
Will and Grace.
From the year 2000, broadcast in the US on the 23rd of November 2000. We couldn't find a UK release date, but tough.
Yeah.
Have you got anything problematised this week, Dave, before we begin?
I have. It's mid-August now.
Yes.
And you can just feel the summer starting to ebb away a little. I mean, we might go on into September.
Yes.
But it's just that feeling. I mean, I haven't got seasonal affective disorder, I don't think. But you know when the summer's on the wane, well, I do anyway. This is like showing my age. When University Challenge comes back on telly.
Yes.
Because that's normally a winter thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And when it starts in August, well, it started in July, but when it starts, you just think, it should be dark outside when University Challenge is on.
Right.
So that's how I gauge the seasons, really.
For me, it's the smell of Strictly in the air.
Yes.
That's when I know where Christmas is coming, basically. You see, I love it. I love it when the seasons change, when every single one changes.
Yeah, I do like it. I do like it, but winter is my least favourite. I like the long summer nights and, being out in the garden till all hours. And when it gets cold, I don't like it. My little delicate constitution favours the warm weather.
I thought you were a Yorkshireman.
I know, but I've been living in the south for too long.
Southern Fies, like myself, actually. Like myself. Do you know what my big problem this week is?
Go on then.
So last week was or was it 2 weeks ago, was the return of Wednesday, the Netflix show, which is great if you've not seen it. But it's been bloody years since the last season, and I can't remember anything. And it's like a lot of shows these days, they take so long to come back. You can't remember anything.
No.
So you either watch the whole season again, who's got time to do that, or you have to go on YouTube and get a recap video for 20 minutes. And I'm finding myself increasingly having to do that. And you watched The Last of Us, didn't you?
Yes.
So the next one's not coming back for another 3 years,
do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Just spend less money on it.
Yes.
And do more kind of story-based, character-driven stuff rather than all the special effects and stuff. Have a little Inseptipod or whatever they're called, Cordyceps thing, jump out maybe once a season.
Right.
But I want to know about the characters. I don't care about all the special effects and shit.
Yeah.
It was like Game of Thrones.
Like Doctor Who, I'm looking at you as well.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Lee is getting angry.
Angry.
Russell T Davies, pull your finger out.
Yeah. You won't like me when I'm angry. Don't make me angry. Anyway, crashing on.
Let's crash on.
Let's not sound like two angry old puffs, which we are.
Yeah.
What's your relationship to Will and Grace?
I
Dave?
loved Will and Grace.
Right.
And I still love Will and Grace. I do watch it. I mean, I've just fell in love with all the characters. Karen in particular.
Right.
We all like to think that Karen Walker is our spirit animal, don't we?
Don't know. Do we?
I mean, if we didn't all have responsibilities and we were just completely and utterly selfish, we would all like to marry a millionaire, just spend our days hazed out on drugs and alcohol and pills
yes.
and
Yes,
stuff
totally
with no consequences, but we can't all do that.
No.
So...
No,
exactly.
We
can't all do it.
We can't all. Some of us still can.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Right.
And I felt it was you know, because it started, when did it start?
99?
Yeah, 99. So I was still kind of like little gay boy in the north of England.
Right.
23, 24-year-old gay boy in the north of England, not quite made out to the big wide world. So Will and Grace, kind of like Sex and the City as well, was kind of like an outlet into this bigger world that as a gay man that you could experience, but weren't quite experiencing it yet.
Right.
And I thought it was really funny. We're going to look at some of the problematic elements, looking at it through modern eyes, but then I didn't see anything wrong with it, and for that reason I can still enjoy it today.
Right.
What about you?
Hated it. I hated it. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was really twee. It didn't speak to the life I was living at the time. Because by 2003, when this is broadcast, I'd already been in London for like 7 years. So it just didn't feel real experience to me. So I wasn't particularly looking forward to watching this. However, I've been quite surprised. I'll leave it there as a little teaser.
Very good.
A little teaser for
Very
you.
good.
So before we do that, should we hike up our skirts and cross over to the news desk, darling?
Don't knock anything on the table because it's all
Fine.
set up. Okay, just
Really difficult,
get up
actually.
quite gingerly.
Okay, quite gingerly. Cross the news
go.
desk. Right. Yeah, could you put some sound effects or something?
Yeah,
Just
I
so
will.
we
Like,
can-
it's as if we were walking across the studio.
I've actually gone out of
Oh,
shot.
I
I've gone
can't
out
do
of
it.
shot.
I
I've
can't
gone
really
out of
move.
shot.
Okay, and
Just got. Oh, there we go.
oh god, that's quite a trek,
There
you
we
know.
go. Quite a
We need to ask the studio managers if they can move.
Or could they put some kind of conveyor belt that we could just... I mean, PG1, Studio 1, has got all the facilities. It's the least they could do.
Yeah, and it's mammoth. It's cavernous.
Cavernous.
Yes, so anyway, here we are at the news desk.
Here at the news- Now, we
Okay.
have covered the year 2000 before in our episodes on the royal family and another one. I can't remember, from 2000.
What year are we?
2000.
2000.
Yeah. So we're going to look at some international events of the year which kind of struck us. On February the 13th, the final Peanuts comic is printed in newspapers because the author, Charles M. Schulz, has just died the night before.
Oh.
It was the most popular comic strip in history and ran for 50 years. I loved Peanuts.
I hated it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Well, I didn't read it. I didn't
Right.
read the comic strip, but the cartoon, I just thought it was just a little bit boring. I didn't.
It was very,
That's all I've got to
it was
say.
very 70s actually. And I used to watch it when I was a kid because they had a cartoon, and I had Peanuts books. I had books of the whole
Yeah?
strips. Yeah, I loved it. I felt a bit Charlie Brown, I think.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, I
that
just
a
feel like
euphemism?
Brown Charlie.
I was more of an Asterix.
Loved Asterix
And
as well.
Tintin.
It's possible. I hated Tintin. Tweet bastard. Anyway, yeah, that's your Tintin is my Peanuts. But anyway, it was sad.
Yeah, anyway, okay, so how do I say this word?
Enschede.
Enschede.
Yes.
Enschede. Good day to you. Okay, so on May the 13th, a firework factory disaster in Enschede, Netherlands, kills 23 people, including 4 firefighters, injures 950 others, and a total of 400 homes were destroyed and 1,500 buildings were subsequently damaged. A fireworks factory disaster.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You can actually watch it on YouTube. It is like, I can't remember what I read, but they said it's the equivalent of so many megatons of explosives going off. And the footage is quite incredible. You can see how it just flattened this town.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. Yeah.
What caused it?
I can't remember.
Arson or just an electrical fault or
I wouldn't like to say. You have to get the fact-checking department
fact-checking
onto
department?
it. Or you can Google it yourselves, listeners/viewers, honestly. Do something for your keep. On July the 25th, Air France Flight 4590, a Concorde aircraft, crashes into a hotel in Gonesse just after takeoff from Paris, killing all 109 people aboard and 4 people in the hotel. It's the only fatal crash in Concorde's history. And a couple of years later, Concorde is done.
Concorde's done.
Yeah, do you remember that picture of it on the papers that it showed the fire coming out of
Yes.
one of the engines? I mean, God.
Imagine being on that plane.
We were talking about Concorde recently, weren't
Yeah,
we?
how glamorous it was.
Yeah. What was
No. Yes, horrible. Okay, so September the 1st, the Nokia 3310 mobile phone is released.
I'm going to have to show you a picture. Please
then.
Google the Nokia 3310 because if you want a flashback, everybody, this is a proper like Did we all have one of these? This is your kind of classic Nokia.
Oh,
with
yes.
snake on it.
Yes.
And, they were great, weren't
Do you know
they?
what? I wish they'd bring them back. Because then I would just not be on my bloody phone. I mean, we can record on our phones. We can do a lot of wonderful things. It helps our lives. But you just get addicted to it, don't you? Social media element of it.
It's fact. The dopamine hit is becoming a real problem.
Yes.
You know, people are actually becoming depressed by their phones because the more you're on it, the more your brain produces dopamine. And actually what happens is the dopamine in your brain goes back to a sub-level, so you're becoming depressed. So get off your phones, everybody, unless you're watching this.
Yeah. Keep watching this.
Keep watching.
Yes, and go to our Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, it's obviously there. Fine to watch.
Yeah, at Podcast Gaze. But they're informative. They're educational.
That's right.
They are.
Exactly right. Between September the 15th to October the 1st, the 2000 Summer Olympics is held in Sydney, Australia. It's the first Olympic Games of the 2000s. I only remember Kylie Minogue at the end.
You just beat me to it. God, we're so gay, aren't we?
So okay.
Did she sing Dancing Queen then?
You did.
Double whammy.
And On a Night Like This, I remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
She
a good
just
one.
had her big kind of comeback, hadn't she?
Well,
by
yeah, spinning
2000?
around and all that.
Yeah. She hadn't done... Had she done Can't Get You Out of My Head yet? I think she had.
No, I don't think she had. I think that was 2001.
But we're definitely...
Oh my God.
Kylie's back in the ascendancy after the fallow years.
Do you think Danny was in the audience watching?
She would have been. Cheering her on.
Yeah.
Slipping something into her drink.
Love you, Danny.
Love you, Danny.
Where are we? Okay, so on October the 5th, mass demonstrations in Belgrade lead to the resignation of Yugoslavia's president, Slobodan Milosevic.
Slobodan Milosevic, you said that very well. It was like sitting opposite Anna Ford for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
he was a
better
horrible
hair.
man. Horrible man.
Yes, horrible man.
He's going to get tried for war crimes not long after this. On November the 2nd, Expedition 1 to the International Space Station begins. So this is the first time people are going up there for a long time. I think they're up there for 136 days, the astronauts. So, yeah, 25 years ago, ISS becomes a thing. I remember one night, completely by fluke, I had a stargazing app on my phone and was in the garden and saw the space station go over. And on my little app, it was this bright, flashy satellite thing going right overhead. It was amazing.
Did you give him a little wave?
Gave them a wave.
Yeah.
Didn't get anything back, obviously, but I know.
Never mind.
Some people are so up themselves.
Okay, buckle up, gazers. This is a long fact. I can't believe that you're giving this one to me. Okay, I'll try and do it word perfect. November the 7th, 2000 United States presidential election. No winner can be declared, prompting a controversial recount in Florida. Then on December the 12th, Bush versus Gore, the United States Supreme Court rules that the recount should be halted and the original results certified, thus making George W. Bush the winner of the US presidential election.
Very good, by the way.
Thank you.
Very good, yeah. That's a bit
Sweating.
depressing, wasn't it?
Well, it was, yeah. I mean, that it was that close in
Yeah.
Florida, not necessarily close in all the other states, but this was the swings, the decider, wasn't it?
Yeah. It amazes me, the American election system, that
Yeah.
it comes down to one or two states.
Yeah.
And that's it. Despite what everybody else votes, it's just these one or two states. I mean...
I suppose it's so massive, though, that they have to get an accurate kind of measurement of what each state wants.
Yeah, but weren't the original kind of state things set up after the revolution? So they need a bit of a... And they were skewed in favour of white states or slave-owning states.
Right.
So there is a real historical snapshot of an America at a certain time, which is why it's so kind of tilted in a weird way now. Ripe for reform. Is anyone going to reform it? Look at us. Sorry. I don't know what's happening. I'm talking.
Welcome to The Rest is Politics. If you want more in-depth analysis, I suggest going elsewhere. But yes.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, well, you're good. You're good. You're full of knowledge.
We need an exorcist.
Oh.
On December the 15th, the third and final reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant is shut down, and the station is finally shut down completely. I mean...
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl
was
fall
that
off.
Top? Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know. I don't know what the setup is.
I can't remember what the setup is, but the punchline is Chernobyl drop off.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
This is more our level.
Yeah, but back to normal.
Yeah.
Normal service has been resumed, everybody. Panic over. Okay, that was the year. Should we have a look at the year in telly?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's look at some major events.
Major events. So, 2000 is we're seeing the continuation of this major digital expansion. Digital TV has continued to grow in popularity, with lots of households now having things like Freeview, Sky Digital, and On Digital, which will very quickly go the way of a lot of digital companies at this point.
Okay, and then Channel 5 rebranding. Oh, sorry, this is one of my problematic things that I might use at a later date. Channel 5 rebrands briefly, calling itself 5 in a more stylised lowercase form, seeking a younger, more modern image. Now, how many people did it take, sat round a room,
I know,
paid hundreds of thousands of pounds to come up with this rebranding? I know what we'll do. To appeal to the youth, we'll call it 5, all lowercase, and then we'll attract the youth. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I won't be funny, we could have done that.
It's like Dave.
Yes.
Not me, Dave. The channel Dave in the UK.
Yeah.
Being like us and Dave 1, Dave times 10. Every month it seems to be. It's same with HBO in the US. It's now HBO Max, then it's back to HBO, and I'm boring myself now, but you know what I mean? It's just like, why do you need to keep changing it all the time?
You've got to keep your finger on the pulse.
Yeah, but whose pulse?
The young'uns.
Yeah, but they don't give a shit. They're all watching YouTube.
Of course they are. Of course they're on TikTok, aren't they?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, everybody.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, kids.
Right now.
Yeah.
Interactive TV services like the BBC's Red Button feature begin offering more interactive content, laying the groundwork for future digital features. I mean, this is the future coming. This is today coming right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some notable TV debuts that year, aren't there?
There are. So Big Brother UK on Channel 4 debuted on the 18th of July 2000. It became a cultural phenomenon, with Craig Phillips winning the first season. And it pioneered a new wave of reality TV in the UK. Big Brother was a watershed moment, shifting interest towards unscripted formats and public participation.
Yes, if you want to know more about Big Brother and its effect on celebrity culture, then listen to our Big Brother episode featuring our special guest and friend of the pod, Davina McCall. Thanks, Davina.
Thanks, Davina.
On BBC Two on the 14th of August, The Weakest Link debuts, hosted by Anne Robinson. The quiz show became known for its blunt catchphrase, "All together now.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye."
A little wink at the end as well, yeah.
Yes.
I started doing that for a bit, actually. It was really weird. I kept going, thanks. Just
a twitch.
little tick, kind of a wink.
Did you go through like a little twitch phase in your teenage years?
Not my teenage years. This is my mid to late 20s.
I did.
Did you?
Like that. I had a little tick.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's an adolescent thing, isn't it? Some people develop them. Like some people develop a stutter through their adolescence things. I mean, this is the rest is science. Yeah. Not based in any particular fact, but I do know that a lot of young kids, I think it's just anxiety and you know how you view yourself and how people view you and stuff. Yeah. You just get nervous, so I ended up doing that.
I just thought Anne Robinson was great, and it's kind of rubbed off on me.
Anne Robinson rubbed off on you?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Legal department. Okay, the Ali G Show. That's how it's written here.
Yes.
On Channel 4, Sacha Baron Cohen. Sorry. I haven't even had anything to drink today.
What did you say?
Put my teeth in. Oh. Sacha Baron Cohen's controversial satirical character made the leap from the 11 o'clock show. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Gloss over. To his own programme, pushing boundaries of comedy and political interviews. One might say it was pushing boundaries. One might say it was punching down a little bit. But
yes, that's because it's the noughties, so that's what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll end up on Madonna's video for music, won't he?
He will.
Becomes a big cultural lodestone at that point.
He does.
I mean, for God's sake, if Richard Madeley impersonates him on This Morning, you know you've made some cultural impact, don't you?
Cringe.
Still cringe. Popular ongoing shows this year. EastEnders and Corrie are still dominant in the soap opera arena.
Yeah. Okay, so Who Wants to Be a Millionaire remained one of the most watched quiz shows, which led the quiz show revival, amongst others, The Weakest Link, we just talked about. So this is like quiz show in primetime format.
Yes.
It's kind of come back at
this
point.
Cold Feet on ITV was a critical and audience hit, blending drama and comedy.
Walking with Dinosaurs, BBC One, was still drawing acclaim from its 1999 debut, influencing future nature documentary formats.
I remember a big thing in Heat magazine because they showed a dinosaur having a poo. And it was, first of all, it was like, how do they know this is what a dinosaur poo looks like, or dinosaur pooing looks like? A lot of that stuff is kind of guesstimation, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, you can get fossils poos, but actually the let's not talk about any more about poo, dinosaur poo. Some viewing trends, digital channels like E4, which was launched in January 2001, but that was hyped to buggery in 2000, begins preparing for a younger, more digitally enhanced audience and digitally engaged audience. And I suppose you could say that the huge people who rang in for the Big Brother final, casting their votes, is another indication that there's a public here very much willing to engage, and interactivity becomes the kind of buzzword of the early noughties when you're discussing tech, trying to get people involved. Was it ever thus? Remember, we're all cyborgs now, so...
I know. You can interact and engage with us through our TikTok and Instagram.
Beautiful segue.
Thank you.
Hands off.
Hands off. Always thinking of the brand.
Always thinking of the brand.
Yes.
Never stop working.
Never stop working.
Good.
Shall we have a look at the charts?
Let's have a look at the top 20. Now, after the debacle of the last episode, which was 2003, where the charts were, I'm sorry, but no way to say it, a load of old shite.
Topped by R. Kelly remix.
Yes. I'm a bit more confident about this because 2000 was really when I was giving it jip.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm quietly confident. So top 20. Number 20, Don't Mess With My Man, Lucy Pearl. Banger.
Know that one.
Absolute banger. I bought that on a CD single.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
What happened to Lucy Pearl?
Don't know.
Think she's still doing the rounds?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Butlins, maybe.
Don't say that.
Or the American version.
Yeah. Oh, is she American?
I think so.
Okay. At number 19, I'm Out of Love, Anastasia.
I thought that we know that one too.
Yeah.
Good, that's two we know.
Yeah.
At number 18, Devil by 666.
Oh.
Sounds nice, doesn't it?
This peaks at number 18 as well.
Oh,
that's why we've not heard of it. Okay, so Country Grammar at number 17, Nelly.
Yes, great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Very good.
Savage Garden. Sorry. Number 16, it's Savage Garden with Hold Me. I detested Savage Garden, really with a visceral loathing. And I can't quite know why. I think they were just bland and...
Oh, I hope they're not listening.
I'm sorry, Savage Garden.
What was the lead singer called?
I've no idea. I just remember when they used to appear on CD UK, but like, couldn't bear them.
Okay, moving swiftly on.
Number 15 is a certain Martine McCrutchen with I'm Over You. Obviously, she's had Perfect Moment, hasn't she?
She has.
A bit
one
earlier.
perfect moment.
One only. Well,
one
it's all
perfect
downhill from there.
Paul Martine. Or not Paul Mantine. Paul Mantine.
Paul Martine?
or not Paul Martine. Oh my God. I've got a brain glitch.
You know what it is? Because you're not drinking alcohol.
I know.
Yeah.
God, body's
the harsh,
shutting down.
harsh reality of soberness.
Shit. Okay, number 14, Original Prankster by Offspring.
I think I know that.
Yeah, I think if we...
I can't really.
Yeah.
Number 13, Don't Think I'm Not by Candy.
Right.
Sure, I know that as well.
Yes, at number 12, She Bangs by Ricky Martin, or does she?
Does she? Do you know Ricky?
I
bet you
sure?
don't. Bet you don't.
Or have you just heard?
Yeah, it's like Elton John fighting on a Saturday night, is it? Don't really think so.
Oh.
Number 11. I don't know what it was. Savage Garden and number 11, Top Loader, Dancing in the Moonlight.
Do you think you need to talk to somebody about this?
I don't know, but do you remember Sainsbury's had it as an advert for years and years and years afterwards? Every time I heard it, I just wanted to put my foot through the TV.
Yeah. Well, I don't suppose Top Loader are complaining.
No,
lining
they're
their pockets
not,
with all that Sainsbury's money.
Yeah.
No, okay. Top 10. Shape of My Heart, Backstreet Boys.
Whatever. It's a weird looking heart you've got there.
Yeah.
Number 9, My Love, Westlife.
When did that peak? That peaked at number 1, obviously. They had a run, didn't they?
Yeah, they
About
did.
12 or
They
something.
beat the Spice Girls, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
Same Old Brand New You by A1.
At number 8.
One of the also-rans.
Yeah. Number 7 is Number 1 by Tweenies, which seems a little bit optimistic.
Number 6, classic.
Classic.
Gravel Pit, Wu-Tang Clan.
Absolute classic.
Lovely. It was always in the clubs, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Some jip.
Yeah. He was a bit homophobic, though, the singer, wasn't he?
Oh, was
I
he?
seem to remember. Yeah.
Gone off him now.
Anyway, just hadn't met the right boy. Number 5, Feel the Beat by Darude. Darude.
They did Sandstorm, didn't they?
Did they? I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Number 4, Please Don't Turn Me On, something I say to you at the start of every podcast.
You can't help yourself, love.
Artful Dodger featuring Lifford.
Yeah, I remember that one. I like that one. Yeah, I was quite into garage, the UK garage scene at this time.
Garage,
the UK garage. Number 3, I hated this song. Who Let the Dogs Out? The Baha Men. Hated it.
Yeah, let's gloss over that one.
Gloss over it.
Okay, number 2, another classic. One more time, Daft Punk.
Absolute classic. Should we see what number 1 is?
Yeah, okay, let's just hope it's not some child
Oh,
sex
that's okay. Can't Fight the Moonlight by Leanne Rimes.
Oh, that's a very
okay.
inoffensive.
Yes, it is.
Nice little song, that,
Yes,
isn't
it
it?
is,
From
yeah.
Coyote Ugly. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't.
One for the list.
Yeah, fine. Quite a good chart, that, actually, I
Yeah,
thought.
actually, we knew quite a lot. We'd
Yeah.
be bopping along to those quite safely,
Yes.
wouldn't we?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, goodbye, Leanne.
Goodbye, Leanne.
Enjoy your stint at number 1.
Goodbye, Leanne. Welcome back to the matter in hand. Dave, would you like to give us a bit of information about the TV sitcom Will and Grace?
I will. Okay, so Will and Grace is an American television sitcom created by Max Muchnick and David Cohen. Apologies if I've pronounced that wrong. And it was set in New York and focuses on the relationship between Will Truman, a gay lawyer, and his best friend Grace Adler, a Jewish woman who owns an interior design firm. Alongside them... So good at reading, aren't I?
Very good at reading.
Read much. Okay. Alongside them are their friends Karen Walker, a demonically alcoholic socialite, and Jack McFarlane, a gay actor. The interplay relationship features the trials and tribulations of dating, marriage, divorce, and casual sex, as well as key stereotypes of gay and Jewish culture. And it originally ran on NBC from 1998 to 2006 for a total of 8 seasons before returning to NBC in 2017 and permanently ending in 2020. It's received 96 Emmy nominations and each actor has received an Emmy award throughout the series.
Right. Gosh.
That's the bones of it.
I've got a little synopsis.
Yes,
Would you like
so
to
we
hear it?
watched 2 episodes from season 3, didn't we? Entitled Low in the Mid-80s. It was
Yes.
kind of like a double header, wasn't
Yes.
it? 2-parter.
Lows in the mid-80s. So in this 2-part flashback episode, the story jumps back to 1985 when Will and Grace are in college and dating. Grace believes their relationship is serious and heading towards marriage. Will, however, is secretly struggling with his sexuality. Little windy pop, sorry. During a pivotal Thanksgiving dinner, Will finally comes out to Grace, devastating her. The emotional fallout of this moment shapes their future and explains the deep foundation of their friendship in the present day.
So what was quite sweet about these 2 episodes, it was kind of like an origin story.
Yes.
Basically. Flashback to 1985, so we had the whole design of 1985.
Fun flashbacks.
Yeah, the actors kind of dressed young.
Yes.
But
Mullet, wigs.
Yes.
You know, it was really well done.
it was
actually.
really well done, actually.
Can we address the big elephant in the room?
Go on then, let's do it.
Which is the fact that Will is played by a straight actor.
Yeah, a straight actor playing a gay character.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And obviously that was a convention back then because obviously a lot of actors weren't out. But today it's often more scrutinised.
Yes.
And the belief is that, you know, queer characters need to be played by queer actors because they've inhabited that queer experience. So it does raise a few eyebrows. It didn't detract actually from my enjoyment of this, but it was very much of its time in terms of its casting. Although Jack, the best friend, is a gay actor. But again, what speaks of the time is that he wasn't able to come out publicly until 2010.
Yeah.
So he's pretending he's straight, playing a gay character in 2000, which again speaks volumes of the time this was produced.
Absolutely. I mean, that kind of this debate is being fueled over the years, hasn't it, about whether gay characters are reserved solely for the portrayal by gay actors. It kind of, just to counter it, I often feel like you need to choose the right person for the right role. Because if someone's going to play in Star Trek an alien from the planet Vulcan, you're not going to be able to hire an alien from the planet Vulcan to play it. And, by its definition, acting is acting. In this case with Will, I would say the guy who played him, Eric McCormack, was... I mean, we don't know what discussions were had during the casting process.
Probably none, I imagine.
Probably none, but it does kind of make it more digestible for a 2000 audience.
Yes, absolutely.
Doesn't it?
Absolutely. And this needed a lot of digestibility because we've got, for the first time, a sitcom where the lead character, as opposed to the gay best friend trope, is a gay character. So it needs to be digestible. And we'll come back to that because there are criticisms of the character that he's kind of sanitized character for a straight audience. But again, as you just said, it was the time this was produced. You couldn't have somebody talking about fisting or PVC and rubber and leather, You couldn't have somebody living a cruising lifestyle in a 2000 sitcom that's aimed for a family audience, I guess.
There was kind of, well, not criticism at the time, but comment at the time that Will, in particular, as a gay character, is quite straight. He's a straight gay character.
Yes, he is.
His behaviour. I mean, it's he does date other men, but lifestyle-wise and the way he lives and his job, etc., is quite gay light.
Yes,
and I would say
what's interesting though is that the representations and the discussion of gay characters within this episode very specifically paints a particular type of gay character, which actually Will isn't because he's really straight. So a lot of these 2 episodes equated gayness still with femininity. Will puts perfume on his wrists at one point. He likes Dreamgirls, the musical. The signs Grace said she missed was that he dressed as Boy George for Halloween. He had a diffuser on his hairdryer, which I also thought was quite nice because this is clearly also before male grooming becomes a thing when every fucking man's got a diffuser on his hairdryer now. Liberace is the only other gay reference point. So it's situating this character still within that kind of conflation with femininity, which so much TV until that point has already done. So although Will is kind of presents as straight, the script tells us that gayness equals femininity. And of course Jack is camp, isn't he?
These are the stereotypical signs to watch out for kind of vibe.
Absolutely.
What I did find really endearing about this episode is and about Will, we have to say that Will and Grace was pioneering at the time.
Absolutely.
Wasn't it? It was the first time that one of the central figures, characters of a sitcom was gay and revolved around kind of the gay world to some extent.
Yes.
And his, one of, the sub-characters, well, not sub-characters, well, Jack also was gay. And it revolved around gay life a lot. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this episode was, although it was done in a comedic manner, it was very sympathetic to the plight of a closeted gay man, which is an experience that we all go through. Obviously it was set in 1985 when being gay was considered... How was it considered back in 1985? It was just...
In Reagan's America.
In Reagan's America,
the worst thing possible. Threat to the whole society itself.
Yeah, what I found was really good about this episode, it was the fact that they portrayed Jack in 1985 as having to play it straight, as having to hide his sexuality. And Jack at one time says to him, "It's a drag pretending to be someone you're not," which is an experience that we all go through, don't we? Certainly, I know my experience. you had to present yourself in a certain manner when you were in the closet.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you could do is kind of betray your masculine nature.
Out. Yeah.
Let the hints out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you were always on guard, and it always felt like you were playing a character.
Yeah, you're dragging up as a straight man as well as being a literal, God, this is a drag. It's actually a drag to put on that straight acting persona.
It's kind of like, we talked about Paris is Burning when they were talking about presenting. Mm-hmm. That's kind of in a,
absolutely
a different vein, but you were presenting as a straight male as much as you could. I mean, who you were trying to kid, I don't know, but that was fundamental to your core.
Yes, absolutely.
And any chink in that armour was just you break out in a cold sweat, and you had to hide your gayness, and any cultural references that you wanted to absorb on the TV or in magazines and stuff, you would have to watch with the TV down in your bedroom, or surreptitiously go and buy something from a bookstore,
or find a wank mag across the common if you were lucky.
Well, all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was the really endearing part of this story.
There was one line Karen had, which again situates the type of gayness which is being represented in this episode. When actually, I heard her say it, I went, "That was me in 2000." And she said, because the framing device of this whole thing is that they're in a bar, aren't they?
Yeah,
waiting for a table, and they meet this girl at the bar who's crying. She's actually in The Handmaid's Tale playing one of the she's great. And this girl's upset because clearly her boyfriend's gay and she doesn't realise. So they kind of take her in. They're telling her about how Will and Grace used to go out and stuff. Yeah. But Karen says, in the modern day, she says, "Honey, your boyfriend's a big, flaming, feather-wearing, man-kissing, disco-dancing, Vermont-living, Christina Aguilera-loving, Mykonos-going." And I was like, I've done all of that. I was doing all of that at this time. But again, it's interesting that Karen verbalises this.
Yes.
And all the episode does when it's talking about gayness and Will's gayness is giving that image, but then Will is not that, I guess, but Jack is. So again, it's this kind of fine line it walks between not being too gay for the main audience, but being gay enough, So it does kind of... Does it do the character of Will a disservice in that respect, maybe? But I thought it was interesting that the type of gay is very much being associated with the feminine in this.
Yeah. There were a couple of instances. So basically, Jack and Will and Grace in 1985 have met. They're going out with each other. Grace is essentially Will's beard.
Yes.
Grace is completely head over heels for Will, and is kind of... Grace herself is bombarded with all these kind of cultural pressures of meeting the right man, settling down, having kids. She's from a typical Jewish family. Her mother's Debbie Reynolds.
She's great.
Fabulous. So she always goes on about, Jack's the one, Will's the one for me. We're going to get together, and she takes him home for the weekend to meet the parents.
And basically she wants to fuck him because she's heard that if you don't, her friends told her, if you don't fuck him now, then that's it, you're never going to have sex ever again. So her mission for that weekend is to have sex, but to lose her virginity with Will. And of course Will is at this point pretending he's the jock, doing all that kind of pretending he's nailed Grace. At one point, it reminded me of Summer Nights, actually, the song when Will is chatting to his jock buddy.
In the college dorm.
And she's chatting to her best friend, and she's saying that he gave her hair advice and stuff. Again, another hint of the feminine about Will.
Yeah.
And then we get this scene which probably rang true for lots of gay men, went to actually in the bedroom when Grace is trying it on. And that kind of touched me in lots of ways because Will has to look at a picture of Kevin Bacon on the wall to try and get turned on. It's clearly he's living this lie at this point, isn't it?
Yeah. But also, I think it leans to, obviously then it comes out and then Will comes out to Grace. Not before he's proposed to her.
To try and deflect away from sex.
Yes.
He proposes to her because he says, I can't do this until we're married.
Yeah. And then he comes out to her in the kitchen and says, "Look, I can't marry you because I'm gay," and she's absolutely devastated. And I think this is one of the problematic elements of this film. She talks about being queer. You're a queer, and talks about it in kind of like being gay is in a negative way. Obviously, she's hurting. Because she feels betrayed and she's been lied to. And this scene really kind of rang true to me because, you know, like you say, there are a lot of boys out there who have girlfriends who not necessarily are using them, but are desperately wanting to be straight, you know. And actually, you know, he says to her, I love you.
Yes.
And if it was any other way, then you would be the one.
Yeah.
But I just can't betray myself, you know. I think that, like you say, it's an experience that rings true for a lot of young gay men.
I was really impressed with the writing of this, actually, because I thought her devastation was really true. And the fact that they didn't speak to each other for a year. And I thought her performance was excellent, you know. And actually it took a dark turn, that scene, when she says, you know, that you're queer, you're one of those, you know. But the writing really elevated it. And when you find out that Will said that was the worst moment of his life, it was just like, gosh, you know, it really kind of touched me. And
well, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that why it touched me was the fact that when you're in the closet and perhaps you have a girlfriend, when you're lying to yourself, you're lying to everybody around you. So it's not just what's happening to you. It's happening to everybody else as well. You know, you're lying to people, you're betraying people, you know, your family, even your friends, you know, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you're lying to everybody. And it's just like a real devastating kind of time in your life when essentially you know inside that you're a good person, but this one element of you is dictating how you behave to everybody else. So that, you know, that really kind of struck me, really, because, you know, that's going to affect people moving forward. You know, it's always you know, in Grace it's affected her and her relationships with people because she was betrayed so wholly by this guy who's not a bastard. No,
not at all.
But culturally dictates to you that you must hide yourself and you must live a straight lifestyle.
And I thought there was a really true scene when Grace is with her best friend, still in flashback, and her best friend says, for a guy to do that to you, it's humiliating. I would just die. You must not feel sexual or pretty. Then there's the question, did I turn him gay? Am I so gross? Which I think, again, really speaks honestly about what a lot of women in that situation must feel and must have felt when, if their partner comes out to them and turns out to be gay, you must question yourself. And I thought it was really clever, actually. And I liked the way that these episodes didn't pull their punches on it. I thought I was quite impressed. Actually.
I was. I thought, you know, it's a funny show. It's a sitcom, but I think, you know, the best sitcoms are the ones that can actually, you know, make you laugh all the way through and then punch you in the gut at the same time. And this really did it. You know, the light and shade of it. Was really good.
Absolutely agreed. Totally agreed.
Okay, can we talk about Jack and Karen a little bit? Absolutely. Because the first time we see Jack in the flashback, he's literally in a closet, doesn't he? And he jumps out of a closet. I thought it was a fun touch. And Jack is Will's counter in this. He's the life that Will wants to lead.
He's, as Will describes him, Jack is his Sherpa through the Himalayas of Himalaying, which I thought was a lovely line. Jack's basically the gay best friend he never knew he needed, and who takes him by the hand and brings him out into the open, doesn't he?
That was a really nice touch. But then there was a little bit of a twist in that when Jack admitted that he was in love with Will. You know, once, you know, Jack had left, once Will had this moment with Grace and they'd parted company for a year, then obviously Will and Jack got really close. And there was a moment where Jack admitted his love for Will, and then Will was, you know, a bit further down the line in his gayness and being open, and then said, you know, I don't see you that way. You're my friend, and I want us to be friends, not spoil it by being lovers. And you could really see Jack's hurt there, couldn't you? You could really see that kind of like was a little kind of moment that you could understand Jack and Will's relationship moving forward into the whole series. You know, it really added a little bit of texture there that actually Jack was secretly in love with Will.
Absolutely.
It was really nice.
And I mean, Karen.
Karen, what can you say? I mean, I don't know if everybody's watched Will and Grace. Maybe somebody hasn't watched it at all, but Karen is she's a socialite, isn't she? Hasn't got a huge amount of depth to her. There are moments throughout the series where you see more to her, but in this episode it's great because you can see, you know, she's hard drinking, she takes pills. She's a socialite essentially, and everybody who meets her falls in love with Karen. And there was a nice scene in the nightclub, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Scenes.
Yeah. And again, in flashback.
From 1985, where all these people in the nightclub are in love with her, and she says, I can't be with you. You might be a rich Arab sheik. You might be
Martina
Navratilova.
Who says, I was straight before I met you, Karen.
Yeah.
You know, that I thought was really funny.
Yeah. She was like, I can't be with any of you because I love my Stanley. We never ever meet Stanley.
Right.
But it appears that he's insanely rich, but
a bit useless.
Doesn't look
right.
It's quite good because it kind of digs it a little bit deeper into Karen, saying she has no depth, but she loves this guy even though I think he's quite short, fat, ugly. That's kind of the insinuation,
right?
But she loves him, and it's like the love at the end of the day,
right?
So, but yeah, she's great, Karen, all the way through. I mean, she just doesn't give a shit about anything. She doesn't take life too seriously.
And she gets the best lines, you know. And at one point she's having a flashing her boobs competition.
Yeah.
And you find out the woman she's flashing her boobs at is breastfeeding her baby, you know. So they're great.
Yeah, one kind of little problematic element with the Karen story was in the flashback in 1985, she meets Rosario for the first time. Now, Rosario is kind of like her housekeeper, her maid, her personal assistant. And she takes along
That's who that woman was.
Yes. Right. And there's a lot of kind of casual immigration jokes. Karen really acerbic towards Rosario and the other way around. Because obviously Rosario's Hispanic and has come over. I mean, it's insinuated that she's in America illegally without a green card,
right.
And Karen is always threatening to revoke her green card and send her on the first boat back to where she came from.
Right.
So that kind of stuck out to me a little bit as something like this was made today would be handled more sensitively, if at all. But back in the year 2000, everyone laughs at the racist jokes about sending immigrants back, and you better serve me and behave yourself and do what I say, otherwise I'm sending you back kind of vibe, which, it was funny in 2000. Everyone laughed along, and in the writer's room they said, oh yeah, let's do this joke about his casual immigration racism joke. But yeah, I thought that was one of the problematic elements of it.
Before we talk about other problematic elements, I will say that I got a little bit choked up at the end.
Yeah.
In modern day, you see Will and Grace. It turns out that Will actually slept with another woman, slept with a woman after he's finished with Grace, and Grace storms out when she finds this out, and the last shot is them two walking through this rainy street in New York, and it transpires that Will said that he could only do that with somebody he didn't love, because he just needed to make sure that this wasn't what he was into.
Yeah.
And then they walk off, and then we stay framed on the supermarket, and then the two characters come out in their 80s stuff. There was a beautiful little circularity about this, a real tenderness. There was an honesty and vulnerability I really enjoyed. I got a little bit...
Yeah, it was nice.
A little bit teared up. I was quite surprised. I thought it's Will and Grace. I've got a heart after all.
Yeah, it was a nice resolution to it all, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And I thought that was what you say about the script writing was great. And, the storytelling, it had this conflict and this resolution to it and everything was just really nice. It was nicely tied up in a nice little pink gay bow.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I mean, we can talk about, we've talked about how Will was the first openly gay lead character in a network show. Brilliant. This show had huge cultural impact and really furthered the cause of LGBTQ rights. Joe Biden has said it helped shape public perceptions, but there obviously are some problematic elements, aren't there? As we've discussed already, straight actors playing gay characters.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Tick. Jack is often criticised for being flamboyantly gay, but yes, and I can see that, but actually I've got more of a problem with the hints of femininity which are attached to Will, which mark him out as gay. That the script doesn't allow him just to be a straight presenting gay man, because spoiler alert, everybody, camp gay men exist. Hello. So it doesn't bother me that Jack's flamboyant and camp, because it's just reflecting real life, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was great that Jack's character throughout the seasons was so in your face, so unapologetically gay and camp, and you kind of became a kind of like a camp cultural icon, really.
Right.
And I just wonder how many people watching or had flicked onto Will and Grace to see this camp character, how it might have turned people off, but
that's why Will's not the camp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you had kind of both. I mean, it was both quite cliched, wasn't it? The characters to a certain extent, but there were two kind of opposite sides of the gay presenting spectrum, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I thought he was great,
yes.
Jack.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't watch, but I enjoyed him in this episode. You know, just thought, it's just that's what you see when you go to any gay club, isn't it? You know. Yeah. Does Karen lean into the rich, substance abusing socialite trope? You know, does she have depth? Does she lack depth because of it?
Yes, she does lean into that trope, but those people exist. And what we're trying to say, that we shouldn't be leaning into that.
Shouldn't be taking drugs, darling.
Shouldn't be taking drugs. We don't. We don't. The green tea.
Water.
Health,
darling. The show's been criticised for its... Well, again, it's like Friends, isn't it? It is a sitcom of a time, so it's very white. But you don't see any other representations, unless you know different, of LGBTQ plus the community. It's
not that I can remember. I mean, there was a person of colour in this that Karen rejected, but it was a very small minor part, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. But he wasn't. He was a straight guy.
Yeah.
So there's no... But again, I mean...
Again, when they're taking steps forward,
yes, exactly.
You know, and in that landscape, like you say, we talked about Friends was 6 white friends.
Yes,
this is 4 white friends essentially.
Yeah.
But then that happened. That, you know, it set a benchmark. You know, it made a leap forward in progress of representations of LGBTQI plus characters.
Yes. Yeah.
And then later on over the years, I mean, shows like Looking was very representational. Do you ever see Looking?
Never heard of it.
Can't think of any others offhand.
But there are others.
Department,
there
are
others
others
out there.
Yeah.
Others out there. Yeah. I mean, this is, for American TV, this is huge. You know, if you think back to Soap, which was the sitcom in the 70s, where Billy Crystal played a gay character. That was groundbreaking in its way, but he was very much an incidental character.
Right.
So to have a main show, you couldn't imagine Friends having a main gay character, for example. Yeah. So I kind of think, well, this is a starting point. Yeah. You know, you can't expect in 2000 them to throw everything in this, when at that point they're even scared about making their main lead character a bit camp. So
well, exactly. But I mean, you know, there's so much research done in a network show like this, you know, for NBC, about what are our demographics, you know, what the age range, you know, what cultural range are watching the show and everything. So they probably were looking all the way down the line about, you know, probably there were certain episodes where we pushed the boundaries. How did the audience react to that? Should we pull it back? Should we push it forward? So there's all these conversations going on in the background. So, but I think, you know, in general, it was a very brave thing to do to, you know, commission this in the first place. And just goes to show, I mean, it was a real big ratings hit. Right. When it first came out. So it just goes to show that if you take the plunge and be a bit brave and push the envelope a little bit, you know, you kind of get the rewards from it.
Now, as a viewer, as you were, I need to ask you a question, because some critics have argued that Will in particular, even though he's the lead in this show, he was desexualized to make him palatable to the straight majority audience. His relationships were often less central than the show's straight dynamics. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he's a palatable gay.
Acceptable gay.
And Jack's the comedy sidekick who, because he's not the main character, could probably push the envelope a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the thing about Will is that he had a lot of failed relationships. Right. He wasn't really seen as successful in his relationships. He did have a relationship with a policeman at one point who was really hot. I can't remember what his name is, but again, played by a straight actor. Right. So yeah, a very sanitized version of gay, I would say. Very palatable, quite heterosexual
right
version.
And that is problematic.
It is problematic, but again, you know, it's a gay character.
It's a gay character, but it's also a gay character in a sitcom. Presumably, this must have been broadcast at 9 o'clock after The Watershed because of the gayness of it. Yeah. But if you are broadcasting after The Watershed, then perhaps you could have been a bit more, you know, pushing out a bit more. But again, it's an American sitcom with established format by this point. It's a studio audience, blah, 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 blah. You've got 20 minutes to tell a story. In this case, you've got 40 because it's a two-parter, which possibly why it feels it's allowed to breathe a bit more, isn't it? You're allowed to, those characters and that writing's allowed to be different than bang, 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 bang. So, we're done, bye, see you next week.
I suppose looking from a kind of 2025 perspective, it is quite nice to see a gay character. You know, this is by default now, but it's nice to see a gay character who, being gay, isn't the sole focus of their life.
Yes,
which I think
they're
is
not defined by their gayness.
Not defined by their gayness.
Yeah.
But by then it was because of necessity, because of not wanting to startle audiences, scare them off.
Did you watch the more recent version?
I didn't. I watched a couple, and it just, like a lot of these things that get rebooted, it just had lost its sparkle a little bit.
And was Will allowed a bit more?
I can't remember. I might have watched one or two episodes.
Right.
Yeah, which I feel a bit guilty about because I really did like it, but it just, you move on, don't you? Your tastes move on. I mean, I still watch the old reruns because of the nostalgia element to it. But yeah, reboots. No. What are they rebooting at the moment? Murder, She Wrote.
Oh yes, with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
Now I love Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm actually quite excited about that.
Might be quite interesting.
Yeah, but it's not going to be Angela Lansbury, isn't it?
See that that meme of her when Jessica Fletcher kind of gets dressed up all tarty and she puts some money in the jukebox and she's dancing.
I haven't seen it. We'll put that on our socials.
Yeah, I'll have to point that to you. It's very funny. But yeah, I don't think I've got that much to say about it.
I haven't got anything else to say about Will and Grace. I actually quite enjoyed it. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yes, let's wrap it up.
So what would you give it as a score?
I really like Will and Grace. It's very dear to my heart, and when the reruns are on, I'll still watch it. And you know, like we say, it has got its problematic elements now, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't enjoy it, and I still do. So I would give it probably 8, rubbing a pill around the top of a martini glass, swallowing it, necking it, a la Karen Walker.
So 8 ecstasy tablets out of 10.
Yeah. I think she was more painkillers. I think she was more kind of
prescription drugs,
under-the-counter prescription drugs, than hardcore stuff.
I surprised myself by really enjoying it, and I thought the writing was great. And I would wonder if it's the same if it's just a one-off 20-minute episode. But I thought the backstory really brought these characters to life. So I would give it 8 bubble perm wigs. Or 8 Debbie Reynolds solos out of 10 as well, much to my surprise.
Yes, we didn't really touch much upon Debbie Reynolds, but she was fabulous as Grace's mother. Yeah,
it doesn't Grace say at one point when she's taking a voice, says you're going to meet whatever happened to Baby Jane being reenacted, which I thought was great. And there was another line when they say to Pam, the girl in the bar, you know, if you don't listen to this story, then you're going to end up like when Mary met Sally, which is referring to Will and Grace. Which I thought was another nice little. But enjoyed it.
Really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it.
Okay, so let's put Will and Grace to bed.
Yes.
Or not, as the case may be.
Yeah, really not.
What we're going to be talking about next week.
I'll just die if I can't get this recipe. I'll just die if I can't get this recipe.
Hello. You all right?
I'll just die if I can't get this recipe.
Have we lost you?
No, we haven't. Next week we're talking about a corker, Dave. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
It is from 1975. We are going to the town of Stepford to meet the wives who have a strange secret that they don't want anyone to know. The Stepford Wives. Buckle up, everybody. It's going to be a corker.
I think it is. I think it's going to have a lot to say about representations of females in the mid-70s.
A direct response to second wave feminism right there.
Really?
Yes. Yes. So I'm very excited about that. Lots to delve into. But until then...
Yes, please do follow us. TikTok and Instagram at Podcast Gaze, and if you want to email us, please do at theproblematicgaze@gmail.com. watch us on YouTube, listen
Yeah.
to us wherever you get your podcasts,
Yeah.
all that malarkey.
All of that.
And we really like to hear from our gazers, so please contact us in any way you can.
Please do.
And we are an independent podcast, aren't we?
We are.
We do everything ourselves, so your support means a huge amount to us. So
It does indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, I'm off to City to Bar crying because I've realised my boyfriend's gay. What are you going to do?
Oh God, I'm rocking out into a cold sweat again. I'm off to get a bubble perm.
Fabulous.
That's what I'm off to do.
Fantastic. So until next week, gazers, thank you so much and we'll see you then.
See you then. Au reservoir.
Au reservoir.